Welcome to Alchemy Soul, a space for honest conversations about transformation, spiritual awakening, and the messy process of becoming who you really are. I am your host, Marquita, and I am super grateful to have you here with me today. You guys, I almost didn't record today. I almost didn't make it today. I wouldn't say that it was challenging to make it today because I actually sat down and started it, but I then felt that I didn't really know what I wanted to talk about. So I didn't at that time. And I was like, okay, well, I'll go back to it later on. Maybe I'll have more inspiration then. And I don't. I don't. So I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about what do you do when you are not naturally inspired? How do you show up and how do you stay committed when you are not naturally inspired to create? Like how like you want to stay consistent, right? You're building momentum, which I'm building momentum, which I'm so proud of myself, right? I was thinking about how every day I have been accomplishing tasks, whether that be recording content, editing content, posting content, applying, creating my Fiverr account, applying for positions on Upwork. And I am truly like in a space where I am proud of myself for just doing something every day. It's not they are not large tasks, but sometimes they do actually take me all day. Editing a video, where I'm at right now, and my content creation, it takes me a while because I'm not proficient in editing. And it's funny because, a side note, I went to high school for, well, I went to high school. In high school, we had majors, and my major in high school was television production, and that's what we did. We filmed and we edited and we, did all of these creative projects. And when I got to college, I thought I was going to continue, but I switched to psychology, which, looking back on it, I'm like, I wish I would have just stuck with television production because it probably would have really taken off at some point for me. But neither here nor there, it can still take off. Like, I'm still very young and we still have, time for those creative endeavors. But yeah, I am in this space now where I'm just like, okay, I am developing a lot of momentum and I'm so proud of myself. But today I just didn't really feel inspired to show up. But I reminded myself that I can show up, I can talk, I can always talk about something. I can give a story, I can give a quote, I can give a moment of inspiration. The point of it all is to not be perfect, and the point of it all is just to show up. Because right now, this is all about foundational work. This is all about trusting the process. This is all about just allowing myself to, you know, be in the motion of being a podcaster and be in the motion of being a creator. And so that's all this is about right now. And so where I'm at today is just like, just show up, just show up, talk about something, and create something. So I am going to talk about where I am today in life. Today, I actually just came back from selling my car, and I bought this car in February when I came back to Atlanta following getting, the incident that occurred in California. following that incident. And I was like, ooh, I just need to come back to Atlanta, because to me, Atlanta is like comfort and it's like home. And so I was just like, I need to come back to Atlanta. It was my intention to stay here for 6 months, but it's looking like, well, I'm not staying here for 6 months. But when I first got here, this was during the Mercury retrograde. I bought a car. And so I did the loan and I got, approved through Navy Federal and everything. And I went to Hertz car sale. This is my first time going and purchasing a car through Hertz. I went through Hertz car sales and I purchased this car. I didn't know at the time that we were in Mercury retrograde shadow period. I had no idea. And so, I got the car, and then afterwards, or when I found out, I was like, oh my gosh, like, what did I do? But, I'm just like, okay, well, I'm in it now. I got the car. Things are going to work out. Things are going to align. And if it's meant for me to have it and to keep it, then I will. And so fast forward, I never received the registration for the car. Because I got the car in Georgia, but I was registering it in North Carolina because that's legally where I live, right? And so, like the entire time that I had this car, all the way from February, all the way up until I just gave it back, I never got my real plate. I had been on temporary tags the entire time because there was an issue with paperwork on the back end, no fault of mine, but on the back end of things, some paperwork and some things were not completed. And so it's just funny because, people don't believe in like astrology and people don't believe in like the meaning behind these planets, but it's real. Like Mercury retrograde, Mercury, all of the planets and all of the meanings behind the planets are, real. But that's just a very clear example of like what they say of like, don't sign any big agreements because you're going to miss something. Don't, put yourself into this situation because it's not going to stick. And that's typically what happens, for Mercury. But I sold the car back today. And you know why I sold it back today is because I don't want the car. Like, I don't want the car. Right? And it's not even that I don't want the car. I don't want the responsibility that comes with having a car. Like, I don't want the gas. I don't want the maintenance. I don't want the car note. I don't want the insurance. Those are all expenses that I just don't want to have. Honestly, you guys, like, giving up this car today was just like a huge weight off of my shoulders. I cleared up about $600 with car note and car insurance. Close, not quite 600, but close to $600 of money that I don't really have. You know what I'm saying? And so it just took a lot of pressure off of me because where I'm going, I'm not going nowhere. Like, I work from home, I do content creation. Like, if I want, this thing that I kept telling myself the entire time was like, if I want to do something, all I have to do is go and rent a car. If I have the money to do so, all I have to do is go and rent a car for the time being, and then take it back. That is a much better choice for me in the moment. But overall, big picture, I've had that car since February. I only paid the car note one time. I think I paid the car insurance twice. Well, yeah, I paid the car insurance twice. I only paid the car note one time. I didn't put a deposit. Like, I didn't put a deposit down on a car. So all in all, like, if I add up what I paid for car insurance, car note, and yeah, car insurance, car note, and I didn't put a deposit down, like, and then I ended up getting positive equity, so I got money back. all in all, like it was a good, decision on my part. Because I ended up getting money back from it. And I ended up freeing myself of financial obligations that I don't need to be in. And so, yeah, I am proud of myself. I am preparing, everything that I'm doing right now. I'm preparing because I am leaving the country. That was another thing. I'm like, why did I get a car when I plan to leave the country this year? And I don't know where I'm going to go, but I know that I'm going to leave the country and I need to save my money so that I can do so safely and securely. And so that's where I'm at today. I've just been looking at a bunch of expat content on YouTube, and I've been in the expat communities on Facebook asking questions. And I'm just preparing myself mentally, emotionally, and physically for the next phase of my life. I'm excited. I am anxious. I am scared. I am all of the things, right? Like I have a lot of emotions as it relates to it. But there's also a bit of security that sits at the core of me. And the reason why I say I am secure, in the decision of me moving out of the country is because I've done it before. And because I have done it before, I do know that it can be done. And I do know that it can be a smooth process and transition. Now I'm in a better position because then I was postpartum. I was experiencing postpartum depression. Like I just was not mentally okay. Now I'm in a better position because I'm diagnosed with major depressive disorder and ADHD. I have my medication, like I have my routine, I have my structure and the things that I need to do in order to take care of myself, right? And so I think that this next move out of the country is definitely going to be great for me. I don't know, I just really imagine that I'm going to be slow madding. Yep, I think that I'm going to be a slow mad. I think that I'm just going to travel around and live in various places for periods of time until I find the right place. And I question, I'm like, well, what am I really looking for? What I'm looking for is a place where my nervous system exhales. My nervous system needs to feel calm. My shoulders need to naturally drop. I need to naturally unclench my cheeks. I need to naturally just let out a breath of fresh air and know that everything is okay. That is what I'm in search for. Um, and, because what I noticed, even with the car and driving, I'm like, I am really anxious with driving here. And it has never, like, I like driving, and it has never been that way where I have experienced anxiety with driving. But since I have been back here and I've been driving, I'm like, this makes me really anxious. I actually don't want to do this. So, and that was another reason why I'm like, let me just give this car back because we know we not having me and the car wasn't having a good relationship. Like it just didn't, it never felt right. It never felt right. And so, yeah, like that's where I'm at today. I am in preparation mode. I actually just told my landlord, I'm like, hey, this is my last day here. So that felt good to, say that out loud and to give that notice. Especially with knowing that I don't have a solid plan right now. Like I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what's next. I don't know. Today I don't know. But I do know that come that date, I won't be here anymore. And I'm excited for that reason because Atlanta is home, but I left for a reason, right? Like there was a reason why I left. Um, it's just it's just not for me no more. I've outgrown it spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and it's like I know that whatever I was meant to experience here, it has been fulfilled. And I can come back and visit, but I don't need to come back here and with the anticipation of I'm moving back, because I don't think that will ever be the case. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what I decide to do as far as my next moves. I'm definitely going to keep you all abreast of what decisions I decide to make as far as moving abroad. Um, and yeah, I don't really have too much more to talk about today. Um, yeah, I'm proud of myself for showing up. And I'm proud of you for showing up. I'm proud of you for setting your goals and continuing to show up for yourself every single day. Um, oh yeah, I went and I met and I connected with a homegirl that I met off TikTok, and she said something about, you know, taking authority over your life, and that has stuck with me. Like I, you, us, we have to take authority over the life that we live. Because if we are not the author, we are not the creator of the energy will just acquiesce to whatever limiting belief or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's not given direction. So with us showing up consistently and showing up, and even when it's imperfect, even when we don't feel like it, even when we don't even know what to talk about or what to create, just showing up in authority is signaling the universe, is signaling the energy that this is serious. I want this. This is something that I really want to accomplish. This is something that I really wish to grow and evolve. And so, if I can show up consistently, I am taking authority over my life. And so, yeah, I'm giving that to you all. It's important that we take authority over the life that we live, because it is our creation. Nobody else is going to create it for us. We are the creators of our reality. And it's nobody else's job to author our reality. Um, and also, um, my mentor, she talked about yesterday with when we are creating our manifestations and we are creating our goals and we're sitting with our goals, making sure to be as specific as we can with those goals. Because what happens is, for example, I was like, one of my goals for a long time, and what I will always say is, I want to travel the world speaking and teaching. I travel the world. I speak and I teach. What more? What else? What do you want? What do I want from that? I want to travel the world speaking and teaching as a world renowned speaker and teacher. I want to be a world renowned speaker and teacher. I want to be known for, my spiritual wisdom and my spiritual knowledge, and, this transformational experience and empowerment. Like these, I want to be more specific on the things that I wish to experience and what I want things to grow into. And even thinking about like this podcast, I'm like, okay, well, I'm just starting. I don't really like the direction in which I want it to go. I don't really know what I want from it. I'm not unsure about how I want the structure to go. I'm unsure about, if I want to have guests or, I just don't know. But I want planting seed. So I need to know what the seed is that I'm planting, you know, in order for it to blossom and bloom. And so I'm going to be taking some time later on today to just really sit with what do I want this podcast to grow into? What do I want it to be? Um, and I'm excited, for what I decide. And yeah, I'm leaving you all with that. Just make sure that you are taking authority in your life, stay consistent, as well as get very specific in your desires. And that's all I got. That's all I got. Short and sweet, straight to the point. I'm super grateful to have you all here. Again, if you resonated with anything that I spoke about today, please be sure to leave it in the comments, and I'll catch you all on the next episode. Peace.